participants, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to express my thanks for the organizing committee and to the Honorable Dr. Pinchana for inviting me to give the closing remarks to this third international conference on linking, the theme that I'm supposed to talk about and the general name of the conference, linking industry with academia in tourism and hospitality sector in developing countries. This conference is a product of joint efforts of the National College of Tourism, that's from Tanzania, the Shwane University of Technology from South Africa, and the Kenya Utalii College from Kenya. And this kind of international collaboration has always to be commendable and applauded. I also understand that the conference has drawn participants from a number of countries, participants and presenters from a number of countries such as South Africa, Kenya, Zambia, Malawi, Botswana, the USA, Finland, South Korea, India, Sweden, Ethiopia, Sweden I saw there from Göteborg. So you may know that you're pro-Tamika Svenska. From Sweden, Ethiopia, Germany, China, and the Netherlands, to name some few. It is obvious, therefore, that there has been a very useful exchange among participants from this rich diversity. The proceedings of this conference will certainly be very rich and valuable to all of us. The overall theme of these conferences, that is linking industry with academia in tourism and hospitality sector, is very pertinent. In fact, this overall theme is pertinent not only to the tourism and hospitality sector, but to all sectors of our economies. There has been a general tendency of the academia retreating to academic pursuits that are increasingly detached from the immediate practical application. Even our vocational training colleges have been clamoring to be more academic. And it's generally thought that being more academic is more respectable. To be sure, we need both academic and vocational trainings, no doubt about it. However, even within academic pursuit, we must continuously interrogate the relevance of the contents and find ways of connecting what is taught and researched upon with what is of immediate need in the economy. But this is not to claim that academic pursuit itself is totally irrelevant. We still need philosophers, we need historians, we need archaeologists, we need people who play with ideas and try to push frontiers of knowledge forward, even if you don't see the immediate application as of now. However, we cannot ignore the outcry of the industry, of the difficulty that they find in procuring employees who are adequately skilled. We cannot also ignore the growing ranks of unemployed graduates who lack relevant skills in our countries. And because of that general problem in Tanzania, policy reforms in the education sector has now introduced a dual system of secondary education. One focusing on general education and the other focusing on vocational training. The vocational stream of secondary education will combine minimum academic subjects with enough vocational training in any of the relevant fields such as technical education, agriculture, sports, music, and also tourism and hospitality, and so on and so forth. And therefore, the dual system will be such that once you complete your primary education, that will be for 6 years, you'll go to the middle level of secondary education, but you'll have to choose whether you're going to take the general education stream or vocational stream. If you take a general education stream, You will do 4 years of ordinary level secondary education, after which you may proceed to 2 years of advanced secondary school, and then you can continue with other levels of education. And I have to say that as from 2027, it will be compulsory for every child in Tanzania to go all the way to the low level of secondary education. So general education will be a little bit more inclined towards academia with some skills, and then you can do it for 4 years, and then 2 years and on. But for the vocational stream of secondary education, it will be mandatory to do 5 classroom subjects, but the rest of the trainings will be skills intensive for 4 years. It might be tourism and hospitality, which is one of the offers now we have in our curriculum. You may do sports, you can do music, you can do agriculture, but it will be training on issues that are of immediate relevance, that will afford you an opportunity to secure employment immediately when you graduate, or to employ yourself once you are done. And when you are done with the 4 years of secondary education, you'll proceed to 3 years of advanced secondary education, where you'll get a diploma and also advanced level certificates. So we are building polytechnics in the country for that matter, but these will be mostly for technical education. We are building one in Mwanza, Kigoma, Mtwara, and Zanzibar. We are building one under the support of the government of South Korea in Morogoro, and we have just completed building one in Dodoma. But our broad thinking is that even the colleges that are training people in hospitality will have to find ways of positioning themselves, if they want to offer diploma, to see how they can just position themselves so that they offer both that kind of training and the advanced certificate, so that anybody who does hospitality industry after finishing Form 4 can go to such colleges in the country, both the government college and the private college. And the vocational secondary school must not only be skills intensive, but it must also link actively with the industry. So it's not just the skills that you find in the books and manuals. The skills themselves must continuously be interrogated by taking them to the industry and check their relevance, and making sure that we get feedback from the industry. And therefore, even in terms of reviewing our curriculum, we must make sure that we involve the industry. In general, therefore, vocational colleges, including those who will offer diploma as high school in the country, must maintain strong links with the industry. And that includes the National College of Tourism in Tanzania, which is owned by the government, and those who are run by the private sector. And to achieve this, our colleges must reach out to the relevant industry and seek the opinion of the industry in the development of the curriculum. And I'll give you an example. I served for 2 years as a permanent secretary in the Ministry of Natural Resources and Tourism. And I remember staying in a hotel, very beautiful hotel in Ruaha National Park. It's called Jabali Asili. I've been there 3 times. I wish I can go there again and again. And I saw the staff were very good, offering services, very welcoming, excellent services. The last time I went there with the World Bank delegation. They were really commending the services that we're getting from there. And I asked them, the manager, how do you get these staff who are doing very well? So we recruit them, and I think the food and beverage manager was a Zanzibari who started to work there, serving the table, attending to the tables, and they grew up to be the manager. They say we train them using South African system, and we seek to get South African certification. And I remember even then, although I was just about to leave that and seek the position that I have now, not ministerial position, but to run for political office, I encourage the National College of Tourism to go and talk to the Jabali Asilia and ask them, what type of training do you need us to do? Because if you don't listen to them, you'll train people who will remain unemployed, and then they will recruit staff and train at their own cost so that they fit the bill. So it is important for our colleges, both that deals with tourism and hospitality industry, but all the colleges, to make sure that they maintain very vibrant link with the industry and get feedback from the industry. Our colleges must also link with the industry to secure field attachments for the students. It's a little bit challenging because colleges actually have bigger population than the number of placements available in the industry. But we have to find ways of doing that, and if need be, to make sure that we can recruit only the number of students that can actually get field placements during the studies, rather than looking for the fees that students pay so that you fill the coffers of the college. We should look at the fact that we must train our students in a manner that they can easily secure employment wherever they go and they gain relevant experience. Field placement is of utmost importance for the colleges that are dealing with vocation, and the National College of Tourism, Utalii, Shwane, in the tourism is vocational, because you are training people not just to be an academic, you are training them, giving them skills that will help them to save the industry. And the industry knows exactly the kind of skills that is needed. Most of the time, the instructors in the colleges don't know that. They really need to move also between industry and the academia to be able to do that. We must seek to invite practitioners from the industry to offer training. And we have given instruction, for instance, for our vocational training colleges, VTC, we call them VETA in Tanzania, that they must formalize skills of those who are in the field practicing, so that they can actually be able to come and offer at least short-term trainings. For instance, we are training some of our youth in our VTC in carpentry. Instructors probably is a graduate from university who has never ever done anything to be proud of in terms of woodwork. But you have people who are doing that. The field, you'll find the shops that are selling very good furniture. So we must be able to recruit some of those who are actually practicing and they are doing a very good job to be able to train in our colleges. We can do that by formalizing their knowledge, but because they can practice, you can see the end product and link them. It's part of the academia and industrial links. And more important, we must conduct regular tracer studies. The studies that will seek to find out those who we have trained after they graduated. Where are they? What are they doing? If they are employed, what are the opinion of the employers? If they are self-employed, do they think the training they gain is helping them in the field they are doing, or probably they just wasted time and paying fees just to have a certificate, but they are doing something completely unconnected to the training that we offer? So we must, and I'm happy that Dr. Mtei told me that there's a plan, I think, of conducting such a tracer study. And it should be easier now to conduct tracer studies, because now when you graduate, your phone number is there. People rarely change their phone numbers. So even after 4 years, you can easily call them out, seek them out, find what they're doing. That's one aspect. To just ask them, what are you doing? Where are you employed now? You are trained in the hospitality industry. Are you employed in any of the hotels in Arusha? No. Are you running your own restaurant? No. What are you doing now? Oh, I'm just a guard in an industry. So something went wrong between what you train them and what they're going to seek there. So that's one part, to ask those who have gone through our hands. The other part is to go back to the industry. And if you have very good links with the industry, you can ask them, can you tell us if you have recently hired anybody from our college, and tell us the opinion. Are you satisfied with the way we shape them? Did you find that you need to retrain them? And this has to feed back in the way we fashion our training. And this has to be a mandatory, and we'll do it in Tanzania, I believe, to get the feedback. And I have to, being from Tanzania, I have to be very honest. I think we probably need this more than to be honest, than Kenya. It's always good to accept your shortcomings, because short of that, you'll not work hard to correct. So in the hospitality industry, I think Tanzania, we have to catch up with Kenya, for instance, and with South Africa. I'm not even talking about overtaking, because that will come way down the road. But now we just need to catch up and learn from them. And so I'm very happy to know some of our instructors here went through Utalii College in Nairobi, and that's the way to go. Sometimes you should not encourage inbreeding. Let's find some of the youth, send them to Utalii, send them to South Africa to gain some knowledge there, so when they come here, we see what new can be learned from that. We should also have staff exchange. This kind of collaboration, as I say, to see 3 training institutions working together is really a very good effort, which we commend. If we can, let's move it forward to see if we can have some kind of arrangement for staff exchange. You can have somebody from Utalii, Kenya, to come spend time at Forodhani, at your college, training, and he will give you a lot of opinion, a lot of criticism. You should not be too uncomfortable with that. You learn from that. And send some Tanzanians to Utalii College, and then stay there and see how everything is being done in terms of training and so on. And to Shwan in South Africa and so on. So this collaboration will support them. As the Minister of Education, whatever we can do with my colleague, we'll do everything we can to be able to lift the collaboration that you have now at a higher level in terms of the exchange. And anyway, if we offer very good service, it will also spill over to Kenya, because tourists who want to come to Kenya and Tanzania will not be discouraged, because maybe in Tanzania we're not going to get good service, so we are not going to Kenya. People normally want to do that. I will go to Mombasa after I finish with Serengeti, right? Or I'll go to Mombasa, bask myself in the sun, or I'll go to Masai Mara and so on, but I'll mix Tanzania and Kenya. And to have that kind of package will increase the number of tourists in our country. So it is to our interest to lift each other. And South Africa, the same. So I think I'll want to encourage that. And let's continue to talk, because there is no college in this country that will not have to, you'll get accreditation from the Ministry of Education. And therefore, I have a little bit of a say on how we conduct our training in all of our colleges through Nactivate, right? As we come to the close of this conference, I hope that you had not only productive 2 days, but enjoyable stay in Arusha. And today you have more reason to go out and enjoy Arusha by night. So you could have as well check out from your hotel, just go to the disco nightclub and stay there. In the morning you can dash to go to the airport. But I also invite you to stay a little bit longer here. Since you are discussing, and the theme I've been asked to talk about is the link between industry and the academia, I hope it's of great interest to you. If you spend a little bit more days here in Tanzania, going to Ngorongoro, I know you're going to Ngorongoro, but go to Ruaha, Komazi, and so on. You'll learn a little bit more in terms of what you are doing right and what you are doing wrong. And at the same time, spend all the money you have. You can go back home, you still have some money where you came from. Having said that, it is my pleasure to officially announce that the 3rd International Conference on Linking Industry with Academia and Tourism in the Hospitality Sector in Developing Countries, with the conference theme Green and Blue Tourism Strategies towards Sustainability and Digitization is officially closed. Thank you very much for participating, and God bless.